Hello there YouTube, it's your boy B3, back with another kicking action figure review. Today we are looking at another McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse figure with Batman. But not just any Batman. Batman from Detective Comics number 27, which makes him first appearance Batman. I have always wanted a first appearance Batman in my collection. I never got the Mattel one, and I never got another DC Direct one or anything. I can't even think of a DC Direct one, but I'm sure there is one. I had the 0 year from Mattel, but that was the closest I ever got to the iconic purple gloves. And now I finally have what seems to be a really nice figure. If we take a look at the back, you can see the cover for that OG Detective Comics number 27, which I have read. It's actually a pretty good book. I think it still holds up. Yeah, a lot of the dialogue and stuff is very dated, but the visuals and the story and everything I do think hold up. I have multiple reprints of it, both in digital and physical form. Good comic. So yeah, there's also this thing you can scan if you want. I'm not going to do that, you can have it. But let's get this guy out of package. And here he is out of package, the first appearance, Batman. God, he's really cool. His joints are super tight because I just opened him, which is a good thing, honestly. But wow, look how cool he is. I love these wired capes McFarlane is doing, really catching up to the times when it comes to adult collectible figures. That McFarlane. Yeah, I quite like this guy. I'm gonna do accessories first, which is pretty rare, but I just want to talk about them now. You see he has two purple gloved fist hands. Pretty neat, pretty ace. I love the purple glove. I love a little splash of color in my Batman, you know? I dig that. And we have mini interchangeable hands, kind of just like these sort of open hands. He's such wrinkly gloves, oh my lord. The sculpt for these could maybe be a bit less wrinkly. Very meaty hands, but these could be, you know, gloves that are off, to be honest. But they can also be like used to kind of hold something like an open palm or karate chop, touch a wall, things like that. And then he also has kind of grapply hands. I quite like these hands, much less wrinkly. But the issue with these is that he also comes with this cool wrench, but he doesn't come with any holding hands. It's not like you can just take holding hands off another Batman, because you need purple holding hands, don't you? Yeah, the best I could do was that, and that's so awkward, right? That's so weird. So, thanks for giving us an accessory and no holding hands, McFarlane. I'm used to them giving us holding hands and no accessory to hold. So that's weird. He also gets the normal DC stand, which is good. And the trading card. I'm kind of getting sick of the trading cards, to be honest. I used to think they were fun and nostalgic, but now I'm like, okay, I've had enough. They're neat, though, but it's nothing you couldn't, like, Google in 2 seconds, you know what I mean? I wish they were original art. That would, I think, be more interesting. Art from the comic is good. I think original art, maybe by McFarlane himself, would be a pretty good selling point, don't you think? And it's not like McFarlane would have to pay an artist to do it if he just did it himself. He should be compensated for his labor. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People would buy more if he did it. He would make more money. I'm pro McFarlane being paid for his art here. That's the point. Anyway, articulation-wise, ooh, it's so tight. A lot of movement on the head, side to side, down. Goes back a little. Could go back a little more, to be honest. But, you know, there's a lot of good movement in the head. You see you've got all the movement in the arms. Ooh, it's making a lot of noise. It's a noisy figure. You can see lots of good movement there. A double, ooh, elbow bend. God, he's tight. Oh, my lord. Oh, Jesus. He's like a virgin on prom night, for fuck's sake. But, he moves a lot, though, even with all the tightness. A lot of great torso and waist. Really get him in a lot of good poses. Forward on the legs, and they do kick back since he has a rubber bussy instead of a hard plastic bussy. In and out, slight kind of rotation in there, but not much. You have that double knee bend, up and down on them feet, ankle pivot, and you can also turn it with toe beans. And he's got his peg holes for his stand, of course. Alrighty. So, now let's move on to detail and paint. I think he looks pretty good for the most part. He's got subtle wrinkles in these gloves. Like, the grappling hands have very subtle wrinkles too. I really like that. I like his big bulky capsule utility belt. This is pre-pouches. I'm more of a pouch fan, but I love this kind of classic utility belt too. He's very black and gray Batman, but once again, I do love a splash of color. Tiny bat. Love this head sculpt, though. Look at those big ol' ears, and that's really cool. Plus, the cape poses very well. There's a wire along each end here, which I guess I could have shown during articulation, but lets you get it in a lot of kind of cool, creative poses. Things like that. Now let's get into size comparisons. First up, I'm actually going to go with some old Mattel stuff. I was talking about how I did want the Mattel one back in the day, so I'm going to show off some Mattels now. Here he is with the DC Universe Classics, or DCUC The Question. I would love the Platinum McFarlane one if I could find it, but it's a variant only, so oh well. And then the Mattel DC Multiverse Endgame Joker, who is for sale. I'm going to be selling him either online on my eBay page or in my physical store. You can check the link down below for more info on that. Keeping the Question for now. I do like him. But you can see they're completely different scale. This Batman is just too big for them. If you want a first appearance Batman that scales well with your 6-inch Mattel figures, you're gonna need, I think it was in the Batman Unlimited line. The Mattel Batman Unlimited first appearance Batman. So let's take them out of there. And there are other Mattel figures. These are actually in a slightly smaller scale almost. It's the Movie Masters series, which I was a big fan of back in the day. Here is the Dark Knight Rises Movie Masters Catwoman. And the Man of Steel Movie Masters Superman. And I don't have to tell you folks, these are way too small, but they are at a higher detail level than the comic Mattel figures. Yoink! Now we're going to move into the proper scale. This is a pre-McFarlane DC Direct acquisition. It is the DC Direct, DC Collectibles, DC Essentials, I know. Superman. That works. That's not bad at all. Then, another DC Direct. Here is the DC Direct McFarlane Digital Collectible Golden Age Joker. I think it's Golden Age. No, Silver Age? Silver Age Joker. My bad. My bad. Who I think is a cool Joker to go with this Batman. Yeah, they look good. Superman could maybe be a tad bulkier, but the McFarlane sculpted Joker looks great with Batman. Now, more McFarlane figures. Here is the Page Punchers Black Manta, which is an original design for Page Punchers. That looks pretty good. And then this one is technically from the special collector's edition McFarlane figures, but I had to show it with this Batman because it is the OG first appearance Superman. Alright, yeah, that Superman looks perfect with that Batman. I wouldn't have it any other way. They look magnifique. Absolutely magnifique. I like it a lot. So far he scales well with all McFarlane figures. I just want to show him with one more because technically none of those McFarlane figures I just showed are from his line. He is the standard DC Multiverse line, so he needs to be shown with a standard DC Multiverse figure. How about another quote-unquote Batman? If you've read Blackest Night, you know what that means. It is the Black Lantern quote-unquote Batman. Would you look at that? They scale pretty perfectly. Obviously, they're designs from completely different eras. Obviously, but I think it looks really good. So yeah, he's going to scale well with your other 7-inch DC figures, especially if they are McFarlane era sculpts. All right. So, what are my final thoughts on the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Batman First Appearance Detective Comics number 27 action figure? He's honestly really cool. I think he might become the go-to Batman in my collection for things like size comparisons and really just posing around a Batman and sitting him on the coffee table or something, you know? I love this guy. I love his cool retro look. I love everything about him. I love the cape. I love the gloves. I love the utility belt. I adore the head sculpt. He's a really, really, really cool Batman. So that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. as in And I'll see you all next time. Bye for now. Da-na-na-na-na.